Oshomole fire-shade trade words over rigging of Ekiti governorship race. In business, AFDB to invest $12 billion in Nigeria's energy program. And on the foreign scene, Iran government executes 8 people convicted over 2 deadly attacks. Hello there, and many thanks for joining us on Superscreen's flagship news, broadcasting to you live from Lagos, southwest Nigeria. I am Adenike Oweye Ajiboye. The National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Adams Oshomole, says Governor of Ekiti State Ayodele Fayose and the People's Democratic Party PDP are in a panic mood ahead of the election. Oshomole, who disclosed this to journalists in Abuja, said the alleged rigging machinery with the governor depended on over the years had since been dismantled by the President Muhammadu Buhari-led APC administration.
There is no better evidence of the fact that PDP is panicking. You must have read reports that in clear violation of the Electoral Act, the outgoing governor of Ekiti State, Governor Fayose, has instructed the civil servants, principals of schools, headmasters of schools, to retrieve PVCs from civil servants because he is afraid, and I believe rightly too, that the civil servants and the teachers in Ekiti State will not vote for him, and their families will not vote for him, and they will, of course, as a Latin people, they are helping to educate the other members of Ekiti communities.
And in the same vein, Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose says nothing is haunting him and his party, People's Democratic Party PDP, as the people of the state go to poll next Saturday to elect a new governor. The governor, who spoke in Ado-Ekiti through his chief press secretary, Idowu Adeluse, was reacting to the statement by the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Adams Oshomole, that he and the PDP were being hunted and jittery over the coming election. Fayose said him and his party simply demand the conduct of credible, free and fair election, declaring that plans to use what he called the Edo State option in Ekiti on Saturday will fail. He therefore advised Oshomole to face the crisis rocking his party and allow people of Ekiti State to freely choose their leader. President Muhammadu Buhari has vowed to bring to justice some unnamed politicians who he alleged are behind the violence rocking different parts of the country. According to a statement by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, the president disclosed this his intention at the closing event of the 2018 Army Day celebrations held in Borno State. The president said the politicians who had lost out were sponsoring violence in order to get relevance. A faction of the All Progressives Congress, APC, known as Reformed All Progressives Congress, RAPC, in Kaduna State, has inaugurated its state executive committee members. State Chairman Dauda Gora, who disclosed this prior to inaugurating other members of the executive, said the APC in the state had nothing close to semblance of democracy under the leadership of the Nasir El-Rufai. Other members of the State Executive Committee of the party are a former Commissioner for Women Affairs, Rabiu Abdul Salam, as Deputy Chairman, Jafaru Abbas as Secretary, Shehu Abubakar as Assistant Secretary. And our Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, says President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the establishment of a Presidential Infrastructural Development Fund to address critical infrastructural deficit in some parts of the country. Mustafa, who disclosed this after a sensitization workshop on socio-economic and infrastructural facilities on Change Agenda, said the fund, managed by the National Sovereign Investment Authority, would cater for infrastructural disadvantaged areas across the country. He said some of the projects to be addressed are the Second Niger Bridge, a Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway, among others. An alliance of over 20 civil society groups, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar have lauded the Supreme Court judgment which put to rest the trial of Senate President Bukola Saraki on false asset declaration. They described the Apex Court ruling as a triumph of justice and a pointer to the neutrality of the judiciary in the country. You recall that the federal government had commenced the criminal proceedings against Saraki in September 2015, accusing him of failing to declare some of his assets in Lagos and Abuja, despite having acquired them before he became the governor of Kwara State between 2003 and 2015. He was also said to have made anticipatory declarations in one of the asset declaration forms he submitted to the Code of Conduct Bureau while being the Kwara State governor. The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Adams Shomale, has assured a trade union Congress CUC and other labor unions that President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is committed to the implementation of an improved national minimum wage for Nigerian workers. Oshomale made this known while receiving a delegation of the Trade Union Congress and the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) at the party's national secretariat. The APC national chairman expressed his resolve to use his position to influence government policies in a way that will benefit the Nigerian worker. He also said the president remained committed to workers' welfare, the fight against corruption, and the unity of the country, despite resistance from a section of the political elite. The Assistant Inspector General Police (AIG) in charge of Zone 5, Rashid Akintunde, has charged officers and men of the police force to adopt latest strategies in combating security challenges confronting Nigeria. AIG Akintunde, who disclosed this while congratulating some newly promoted senior officers in Benin, urged them to reciprocate the gesture through dedication to work.
Promotion comes at the right time, considering the prevalent security challenges facing their country, and urge you to redouble your efforts for the task ahead. 1,145 inspectors were promoted to the rank of aspirants for the North Police throughout the Federation. However, it is imperative to say that out of this number of senior officers promoted by the Police Service Commission, 38 of our officers serving at the zone are considered in the promotion exercise.
Some of the newly promoted senior police officers expressed delight on their new positions.
We want to thank the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Ibrahim Idris, who consider us worthy of this promotion. We thank the AIG and his management team and every other person who contributed to the success of this promotion. We know that the promotion itself is another task, it's an additional responsibility. We believe with this promotion, we will redouble our efforts in crime prevention.
All of our distinguished guests for finding time to be part of this event. We are back to the end of
something we have been expecting for some time. Thank God for this election, this my new promotion.
You're still watching Superscreen's flagship news coming up in business. AFDB to invest $12 billion in Nigeria's energy program. Details of these and more after this timeout.
Before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but Nigerian government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why? It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family. You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not a mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Each shop there 4 million naira, which I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it. The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Well, it's so glad to have you back now in Business World. The African Development Bank, AFDB, has revealed plans to invest $12 billion in Nigeria's energy program and other African countries. President of AFDB, Akinwumi Adesina, who discussed this during the inaugural edition of the Africa Energy Marketplace, said there is a need to act speedily to accelerate the plans to light up Power Africa. He also said the bank has made a $12 billion investment commitment to its New Deal on Energy for Africa program. The Managing Director, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, FMBN, Ahmed Dangiwa, says the lender has created more than 80 billion naira mortgages since inception. Dangiwa, who discussed this to journalists during the tour of Sedona Housing Estate in Ikorodu, Lagos, said the bank has created various initiatives to provide housing stocks for the low and medium income earners in the country. Now, Julius Berger Construction Company has warned a motorist not to drive against traffic on the Lagos-Abeokuta highway, as this, according to them, is distracting rehabilitation works on the roads. The firm's infrastructure supervisor, Andre Foreman, who made this known in Otago State, said the behavior of a motorist had slowed down early completion of the job, as the workers could no longer concentrate for fear of being knocked down by coming vehicles. Foreman also said that apart from affecting the pace of work, the behavior of some motorists often caused gridlock, adding that the gridlock could stop the workers from performing their job. Still ahead on the news. Iran government executes 8 people convicted over 2 deadly attacks. Details of these and more after this timeout.